Hello, everybody. So we are going to do some Reddit story time. And we're going to go to the Am I the Asshole things. Okay, and we're going to do wedding styled ones. So okay, so this one's set by I don't know who, but it says, "Am I the asshole for outshining my sister-in-law's wedding by throwing an extravagant birthday party for my 5-year-old daughter a day after? Sister-in-law and most of her family is upset with me because a recent situation. My brother got married with sister-in-law at a small church by our house. My daughter's birthday was the day right after, and it was perfect because all the family was in town anyways for the wedding. My husband is a surgeon, and he loves to spoil our daughter, and I love planning parties, so I booked a really nice garden venue and made it a princess carnival theme for all the kids and adults to enjoy together. It was a beautiful event, but towards the end of it, I got pulled into the bathroom where sister-in-law was upset and crying, saying a 5-year-old outshone her wedding. Then she got mad at me saying it was disrespectful to schedule the birthday party near her wedding time and not talk to her about it. However, it's not like I can change the day my daughter's birthday falls on, and sister-in-law was invited to my daughter's birthday weeks in advance, so it's not like I dropped it on her last minute. I think it's pretty crazy she's getting jealous over a little girl, but quite a few family members are on her side and are saying I'm in the wrong. Am I the asshole? Honestly, I don't think you're the asshole, because you were just trying to throw a party for your daughter. So, I don't think you're the asshole. So, OP has offered the following explanation for why they think they might be the asshole. I threw a birthday party for my daughter a day after my sister-in-law's wedding. This upset my sister-in-law and her family because the birthday party was quite extravagant and she feels like it made her wedding look bad in comparison. Honestly, I don't think she really was the asshole in this situation, but anyways, honestly, I have a hard time relating to it. It's a special day and no one else can have as good a day as me. Wedding stuff. I understand getting upset about a guest wearing white or not matching themes or when relatives act stupid at weddings, but some of this stuff is just crazy. I've never gotten worked up about such things myself. In this situation, her special day was over. The next day was a little girl's birthday party, and she wanted a princess party. If you don't want a birthday celebration next to your wedding, don't choose the day before your niece's birthday. They two adults choose their wedding date. The child didn't choose her birthday. Were they supposed to pretend she didn't have a birthday this year? If that woman is upset, remind her that she made the schedule. Don't let it bother you for 1 second. The magic of being little is short-lived. Your new sister-in-law has the rest of her life to find more things to be miserable about. You only have a short time to be You only have a short time for a magical princess party. Ultimately, I'm going to say not the asshole, because why? Yeah, I get certain venues have certain dates, but I'm thinking long-term here. Is sister-in-law always going to be competitive with her 5-year-old niece? It's technically an anniversary date at this point, and it's always going to be compared. But I can also feel sister-in-law is being malicious to an extent. But that's my assumption. You'd think that there had to be a conversation about this, especially this is her now niece. You'd think OP's brother would have said something. I don't know how close they are, but someone within the family would have said something. Like, think about it. In 10 years, they're going to want to celebrate their 10-year anniversary, but it'll be close to the niece's 16th birthday or 15th, and what? She's going to be pissy and jealous with that? Sister-in-law is going to have to understand this is what she chose to have for her anniversary. Does anybody really care about other couples' anniversaries? It's a miracle I remember my sister, and I actually adore her. I don't know, my anniversary, we eloped. I think it's November or December. I could look it up on our marriage certificate, of course, but it's a running joke with my husband that he'll get me flowers if I can remember the right date. ETA. It was a courthouse wedding. We borrowed random people to be witnesses, and it was 10 years ago or so. Could be 8 or 12. That is hilarious and would totally be me. My third anniversary is coming up this month. I thought it was going to be our second. He thought it was our fourth. LOL. So yeah, not the asshole. Let's go to this one. I am 26, female. My sister is 2 years older than me. My fiance is 30 male. We were raised in a liberal home where we were allowed to wear anything or nothing at home. My sister has always dressed very skimpy, and I didn't mind because I was used to it at home. But this time I am feeling a type of way because I'm feeling a type of way because it's my wedding. And it will be in February of 2024, and my sister, who is also one of my bridesmaids, has shown me what she intends to wear. I was shocked to say the least. The dress shows clearly that she's not wearing a bra or panties because it has a slit up to her waist and her back and chest are barely covered. I'm uncomfortable with her being around other people, especially my fiance and his family looking like that. My parents see nothing wrong with her outfit. I told her if she doesn't find a different, more decent dress, then she is no longer one of the bridesmaids, and she's not invited to my wedding anymore. She feels that I'm being unfair since I have no right to control what people wear, and I also let all bridesmaids choose whatever design they want, as long as they stuck to the colors I gave. Her chosen color sticks to the color scheme, and that's okay, but the design makes me feel it's not appropriate. I don't want my sister flashing my guest, but she called me an asshole when I disinvited her. Now she and my parents are not talking to me. My fiance said he has no opinion on it and would go with what I decided. Am I the asshole? I don't think you're the asshole either because, or just like the last one. And let me explain why I don't think that you're the asshole. Sorry, I can't say it. Participant, sorry, I couldn't say it. Okay, so yeah, your actual name is goodnight_big_baby mod. Anyways, I don't think you're the asshole because she should know what is appropriate for a wedding and what's not. And wearing something skimpy where you can see your girl parts underneath the dress to your sister's wedding is very inappropriate. So you are not the asshole. Okay, so this person said, and this is just one reason why people elope. OP, put your foot down that your sister will not be dressing like she is going to an MTV Music Award show, or she will not be in your wedding, because you are the damn bride. And in this case, you can control what your bride party and even guest wear, even if your parents aren't talking to you, or don't even attend. You can still get married, and your sister can be disinvited if she doesn't behave. Not the asshole. Exactly, being asked to adhere to a dress code for one day on one of the most important days in your sibling's life isn't a difficult ask, and following it is the considerate thing to do. Man, I went to a wedding where they wanted all the men to wear something called a kurta. Had no idea what that was, but it wasn't hard to find online. Certainly no one complained about the request. I had a blast picking out and wearing kurta for an Indian wedding. My girlfriend and I hauled our white asses over to a local Desi boutique to couple recommended, but we were still reserved at first. Once we got to talk with the staff and explained which ceremonies were being included, they were really encouraging and helped us pick some fantastic clothes. The kurta options were so much brighter and more breathable than suits, and we were able to color coordinate well. Oh yeah, 10 out of 10 to comfort for sure. I'll take it over a suit and tie any day. I've been desperately hoping for them to cross over into Western fashion for a decade now. Everyone looks, I'm not gonna say that. Comfortable, maybe. It's just me, but every single kurta I own is scratchy as hell. They make me look sexy as F, though, so I don't mind, is what that person said, but certainly no one complained about the request. That's just courtesy. Sister is an exhibitionist, essentially. Bride's wedding, bride's choices on who to permit entry. No one wants to see someone's coochie hanging out at a wedding. See? Everybody agrees with me. You're not the asshole. Okay, am I the asshole for standing up to me? Let me find a good one. Okay, you know what? I'm going to just go this one. We'll go to this one, and then we'll go to that next one and read it, and then that's probably all I'll do for now. I need some perspective on a situation that happened at my wedding last weekend. It involves my husband's sister, Lisa, 31, female. We have never been too close because she is ultra-Christian and I'm an atheist. But things were never too bad between us until my wedding night. The ceremony went perfect, but during the reception, my now sister-in-law kept making passive-aggressive comments to me about the wedding. She was complaining about the food, the music, the venue, the decorations, and it was really starting to get under my skin. I tried to brush it off and focus on enjoying my special day. I figured she was just in a foul mood since she was recently divorced. But she just wouldn't stop. I even asked my husband to talk to her about it, but he said it wasn't a big deal and I was overreacting. Then during our first dance, Lisa came up and grabbed the microphone from the DJ and started giving a speech about how she and my husband used to be so close and how much she misses him and how much he changed since meeting me. How lonely she is now. She was laying it on thick, like she was mourning my husband or something. I have to admit, at this point I saw red. It was so inappropriate and disrespectful, and it felt like she was trying to make the wedding about her instead of us. I confronted her after the speech and told her that she was being disrespectful and that she needed to stop it. We got into a heated argument, and it was really uncomfortable for everyone around us. Afterwards, she stormed off, and we didn't really see her again for the rest of the night. After the wedding, my husband's family was upset with me for causing drama and ruining the mood of the reception. They think that I should have just let it go and not confronted Lisa about her behavior. I feel like I was justified in standing up for myself and my husband on our special day. The mood was already ruined with her awkward speech interrupting my husband and I's first dance together. My sister-in-law won't talk to me, and my mother-in-law has been repeatedly calling me demanding I apologize. My husband has not really been helpful either. He hates any kind of conflict, especially with his mother. My own family is on my side. So am I the asshole for causing drama with my sister-in-law at my wedding? Should I have just let it go and not said anything? So I'm going to go out on a limb here, and I'm going to say that you're not the asshole, because your sister-in-law is the one that started it. So, no, you're not the asshole. And here's some more comments that were on the list of, like, this post here. So, this person said, not the asshole, but your confrontation adverse husband, enabling in-laws, and bizarre sister-in-law are the real assholes here. She sounds unhinged. If I'd been a friend of hers, I would have been helping her set down the microphone and take her somewhere to cool off. And no, when someone is basically saying that you're marrying her brother is destroying their relationship, that person doesn't need accommodating. That person needs therapy. Honestly, I do feel bad for her. I think she just needs therapy. Divorce is seen as a huge sin in their religion, and she hasn't been coping well with it. Most religions also have some flowery text that is a version of don't be a complete asshole, as well as she had no issues breaking that one either. Treat others the way you would like to be treated is the golden rule for a reason. Pretty sure no one is down for the sort of spectacle at their wedding, and if I'd been the parent of sister-in-law, I'd be helping scoot her off to take a minute and collect herself. Assuming OP is American, a lot of American Christians do not actually do what Jesus said to do. They apparently stopped listening after the Old Testament. Which is weird, and then this next person said, which is weird because most Jews who only use the Hebrew Bible, basically Old Testament, do not act like American Christians you're describing. It's almost as if it's not actually about religion at all. So yeah, not the asshole. Let me find another one. So we will read this next one, and it's probably the last one I'll read for tonight. Maybe, because it's only 17 minutes long, so maybe it'll be a little longer. Am I the asshole for calling my wife insecure and selfish on our wedding day? I, 28 male, and my wife, 26 female, got married last Wednesday, and the ceremony was amazing. My wife was very strict on the fact that no guest is allowed to wear white, which is understandable because for females that's considered rude or bad luck at weddings, I think. The reception was going well, too, until I noticed my wife walking over to the bathroom with her face held in her hands. Obviously, I could tell my wife was upset, as we've been together for 3 years now, and I can tell when she's upset. I rushed across the room telling guests 1 minute as I hurried up by them. Once I got to the bathroom, I knocked on the door and informed my wife that it was me at the door. After a few minutes, I heard the door unlock and open. When I got in and saw my wife sitting on the floor with mascara running down her cheeks, I asked what was wrong, and she told me that one of our nephews was wearing white jeans and a white bow tie. I immediately thought it to myself how she was completely overreacting because he's a 6-year-old child and had no idea that you can't wear white to the wedding. I told her she was overreacting, but in a much nicer way, and I said that she should go enjoy the reception and forget about the whole thing. She eventually texted her sister to come to the bathroom and fix her makeup so she could go back out and have a good night. After a while, I saw her talking to my sister, the mom of our nephew, and I thought she was just making conversation. About an hour later, my sister pulled me aside and berated me for my wife's behavior. She said my wife had asked her and her son to leave unless she had to change her clothes for him. This was far from okay to me, so I asked my wife to talk and explain everything my sister told me. My wife said she was completely in the right for what she asked, and I told her that if she kicked my family out, then I will happily leave too. My wife started crying again, saying that this is her day and she doesn't want it to be ruined by our nephew. This angered me because I had enough of her ruining our day over something silly. I then said she was not only selfish, but that she was insanely insecure if she's worried about a 6-year-old looking better than her. My wife's been staying with her mother since the wedding, and we haven't spoken once. Her mom reached out to me this morning and said that I need to apologize right away for being out of line. I really don't believe I'm in the wrong here, so what do you think? Am I the asshole? I don't think he's the asshole in this, because she's literally getting getting upset over a little kid wearing white. A little 6-year-old. And here's some of the comments. Not the asshole. Jesus. It's a 6-year-old in a bow tie. Did she think people would confuse him for the bride? Is she 3 feet tall? And was she wearing a bow tie? She was insecure and selfish. It wasn't her day. It was both of your day. And she ruined it by throwing a tantrum. Take a good look at how she handles conflict, as this is going to be your marriage. Doesn't like your response? Throws everything out of proportion and runs to mommy? It's early enough for an annulment. Think about it. Maybe people would have confused him for the bride, given she's acting like a 6-year-old over the situation. I think the bride is upset with the parent using their child to blatantly flaunt the rules. Not saying I agree with the reaction, just saying that the bride is upset with that what would have been an adult's decision by either the bride or groom's sibling. I agree with that. Maybe she's just upset because it was indeed the parent of the child that, maybe that's why she's upset, because the parent had the kid wear, white on her wedding day. If the sister was the one wearing a white dress, or maybe a teenage niece, I might agree with you, but it's a 6-year-old boy in a white jeans and a bow tie. Seriously. If that ruins your night, then you have a lot more problems. I think the kid would be adorable. I mean, I wouldn't be upset because he's just a kid. A grown-ass woman wore white to my wedding, and I was too happy to notice. What a mess. But I can't imagine calling a bride insanely insecure about someone looking better than her on her wedding day. There had to be a better way to talk her off the cliff. If they can't work their way through this kind of thing, I genuinely think they aren't really meant to be married, sorry. Anyhow. Not over a 6-year-old, for fuck's sake. She's unhinged. LOL. She threw multiple temper tantrums over a little boy's pants. That's not mentally stable. They should honestly just annul the marriage. Weddings have things that happen that will disappoint you, but it strikes me that she wasn't too concerned about her husband's happiness. I hate to be that person, but she sobbed over jeans on a baby and then trounced off to her parents' house. Yuck. Just end it before you've got 2 kids. Yeah, I know Reddit goes straight to divorce a little too often, but this one seems obviously dysfunctional. My mother-in-law wore a dress that was almost the same color and material as mine, and it was a complete accident. She thought I was wearing white and more traditional satin. I thought it was hysterical and teased her about it. It's all about intent, and I know she did not want to upstage me at all. A 6-year-old ain't upstaging you, and them or something, because I don't know what they're supposed to be saying here, because it says you and the don't wear white, and I don't know how to word that to make it sound better. White is really aimed at women. I would be gobsmacked at my spouse's lack of maturity if they yelled at a child at a wedding. You ruined your own day, sweetheart. People forget a wedding is a day of marriage. is a lifetime. You need to decide what is more important, the perfect wedding or a happy marriage. Think the bride is upset with the parents using their child to blatantly flaunt rules. The rule is supposed to be no other woman wears white dress. At every wedding I've been to, 90% of the men wore a white shirt. It is normal for others to wear white. I think that the bride is forgetting that is only supposed to be aimed at females in a wedding. It's supposed to be that females are not supposed to wear a white or a wedding dress, because that's only what the bride is supposed to wear. It's not aimed at little boys, so I think that she was very petty and very much a crybaby over a little baby wearing white to her wedding. So yeah, he's not the asshole for telling her that. She's selfish and insecure. Okay, so let me find another one and I'll read one more. We'll read this one. My 25 female best friend and I have been incredible friends for over a decade. She was a bridesmaid in my wedding and put a lot of time, energy, and money into throwing showers, bachelorette parties, etc. Well, now she is engaged and is planning a destination wedding. Accommodations and all meals will be paid for. She stated that she does not want any showers, parties, or even gifts because she'd rather people put that towards the plane ticket. Tickets are about $700 to $1,300 round trip depending on the airline. It's a very small wedding of about 20 people, and we'd all be staying together on a large property for a week. I am saving to purchase a home in a few years and told my friend that I wouldn't make her wedding, citing two reasons: finances, the fact that my husband can't attend. I brought these issues up to her and told her I wouldn't make it. She and my other best friend, who is also attending, said they would help in any way they could with the financial part of it. She said that the reason my husband was not invited was because of space. I'd be sharing a room with that other best friend, and the fact that she doesn't know him well. Her fiance has never met him, and everyone else that will be there is close family. She said even many close family members were not invited because of how small they had to keep it. She sent me a relatively upset message saying that she was disappointed in my decision because she felt she did everything she could to help money-wise facilitate my attendance, but that I was unwilling to help find a solution. Am I the asshole for saying no to attending my best friend's wedding? While it's nice that accommodations and meals are paid for, I still have to find a dress and cover other various expenses along the way. Guests invited include 2 groomsmen, 2 bridesmaids, one of which is me, and the rest of our siblings, in-laws, and her parents. While she didn't outright offer to pay for half the ticket, she offered to help with airline points and help for cheaper options. There was no exact amount put on the table, just saying they would help in any way to make it possible. Okay, so no, you're not the asshole, especially if you're trying to save, and I would not want to go either if my fiance was not invited. Because I think that, but I do see their side too, because they're trying to do a small wedding because they can't afford it. But I also see your point. Like, they didn't invite your husband, for one thing. Fiance, whatever it is to you. And, So no, you're not the asshole. Now, I'll read a couple comments as well. While you can choose what you spend your money on, it honestly seems like you're grasping at straws for reasons not to go. They said they would help with money and that they only want you there. You must not care for your friend very much, because I would be devastated if I were the bride. having been there and done so much for you and getting absolutely nothing in return, not even your presence. I'd have to disagree with you, because if they're trying to save for a house, then it's better that they don't. Because I still gotta pay. They said they would help with points to make it cheaper, but that doesn't mean that it's enough to where they can, because they got savings that they gotta put on a house too, so. Have to agree, meals and accommodations are covered, and they're willing to help cover your airfare, and still clearly not OP's best friend if they're willing to miss their wedding. OP is also using that her husband isn't invited as an excuse not to go. Lame excuse. If it were my wife, I'd force her to go. Actually, my wife wouldn't need convincing, because she would go for her supposed best friend. Another person said, we can't afford for just me to go, but also my husband should be invited too, so both of us cannot afford to go. LOL, good point. There goes OP's financial excuse, LMAO. I can stop reading now. This is the best comment that sums it all up. I love going places without my husband. You can starfish on the bed. You can eat the smelly food he doesn't like. You can enjoy yourself without mother hinting anyone to be sure they're enjoying themselves. It's amazing. OP needs to learn how to enjoy being alone. I don't know. I like doing everything with my husband. It's my best friend. But that's just me, so. Anyways. Thanks for watching. And I will see you on the next stream. Okay.